They say words hold power, but what if ink itself could think? What if the very letters on a page whispered secrets meant only for you? This is the story of Ethan, a man who discovered that some ink never fades. And what it knew changed everything. Ethan had spent his life chasing stories, but on the night of October 13, he didn't find a story. A story found him. At first, he laughed it off. Just a prank, right? But then, a landline phone on his desk rings loudly. The sound echoes unnaturally. Ethan hesitates, sweat forming on his brow. That should have been the end of it. But when Ethan looked down, the ink in the notebook begins to shift, forming new words. Ethan felt a chill crawl down his spine. He slammed the notebook shut, but the words were already written in his mind. Desperation took over. He searched libraries, old records, even reached out to conspiracy forums. But the deeper he dug, the more one truth surfaced. A shadow moves behind him. Ethan turns. Nothing. Whoever wrote the ink wasn't human. Ethan wakes up the next morning, the notebook open on his chest. New words are there. He wanted to destroy it, burn it, rip it apart. But something inside him whispered, "Read on." Ethan reads aloud, voice trembling. "The last breath you take will be ink black." His heart pounded. Then the sound of a door creaking open. The room grows darker. Shadows stretch unnaturally. Ethan's reflection in the mirror smiles, but he isn't. Ethan was no longer alone, and for the first time, he understood. Ethan frantically searching for clues, talking to paranormal experts, even visiting an old abandoned bookstore where a cryptic old man warns him. That ink, it doesn't just tell stories, it takes them. It writes destinies. Ethan's desperation turned to terror. If the ink wrote destinies, was his fate already sealed? He had to find a way to change the story before it was too late. Ethan discovers an old ritual that might erase the ink's power, but it comes with a cost: his memories. A text on screen appears that says, "To erase the ink, erase yourself." Ethan prepares the ritual. Candles flicker violently. The ink in the notebook rise as if resisting. As the final words were spoken, the ink screamed. The book burst into flames. And then, silence. Ethan gasps awake in his apartment, notebook gone. But was it really over? Or had the ink simply found another page? The ink knows more than we do. Some stories write themselves, and some ink stains forever. Subscribe for part 2 and find out what happened to Ethan. Ooh, this is where it gets more interesting and twisted. For more chilling tales, subscribe. Like, if you dare. Comment below. What if the ink knew your fate? What if ink could think? What if words wrote themselves, revealing truths you weren't meant to know? Dive into the chilling story of Ethan and his fateful encounter with the ink nose. If you love eerie mysteries and supernatural horror, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more terrifying tales.